New UFO image released by an Indonesian maritime patrol aircraft. A recently surfaced image, believed to have originated from a maritime patrol aircraft, has sparked widespread fascination and renewed discussion about unidentified aerial phenomena. The photograph, reportedly captured over waters near the Natuna Islands in Indonesia, appears to show a striking star-shaped object hovering just above the ocean's surface. Its unusual structure and symmetry immediately set it apart from anything typically associated with conventional aircraft or natural formations. The object itself appears to possess multiple pointed extensions radiating outward from a central core, forming a shape that resembles a geometric star. Unlike standard aerial vehicles, there are no visible propulsion systems, wings, or stabilizing structures that would suggest traditional flight mechanics. Instead, the object seems to maintain a steady position above the water, as if suspended by an unknown force. The clarity of the image, combined with the targeting overlay visible from the aircraft's camera system, gives the impression that this was not a fleeting or distant sighting, but a focused observation of something highly unusual. According to the account associated with the image, the footage was originally shared on an Indonesian military forum before being removed. The region where the sighting reportedly occurred is known for active patrols, due to ongoing maritime activity and territorial monitoring. This context adds a layer of credibility to the image, as such patrols are equipped with advanced surveillance systems designed to detect and identify anomalies. What deepens the mystery further is the growing number of voices calling for greater transparency regarding unidentified objects in both air and sea environments. Some experts have pointed to similar encounters involving unexplained craft, including reports of near encounters with aircraft and objects capable of transitioning between air and water with ease. These patterns suggest that sightings like this may not be isolated incidents, but part of a larger and still unexplained phenomenon. Chris Bledsoe just released the clearest UFO orb video. On the 8th of April, 2026, a video shared by Chris Bledsoe captured the attention of thousands, quickly becoming one of the most talked about recordings of an unidentified aerial phenomenon in recent memory. The footage appeared simple at first glance, showing a glowing orb suspended in the darkness. Yet the clarity, proximity, and behavior of the object set it apart from countless other sightings. For many viewers, this was not just another distant light in the sky, but something far more deliberate and mysterious. The orb itself seemed almost perfectly spherical, radiating a soft yet intense glow that pulsed subtly as it hovered. Unlike typical lights that flicker or drift aimlessly, this object appeared controlled, steady, and aware of its surroundings. Observers noted that it did not behave like any conventional aircraft or natural phenomenon. Its movements were smooth and purposeful, and at times it appeared to respond to the presence of the person filming it, maintaining a distance that felt intentional rather than random. Chris Bledsoe, who has documented similar encounters for years, explained that these orbs had been appearing more frequently and drawing closer over time. What once were distant lights in the sky had now become something far more intimate, almost as if the boundary between observer and phenomenon was gradually dissolving. He described this particular recording as one of the clearest he had ever captured, a moment where the unknown revealed itself with unusual clarity. What truly deepened the mystery, however, were the claims made by viewers who carefully analyzed the footage frame by frame. Some reported seeing faint patterns or markings within the orb's glow, shapes that resembled symbols or writing. While subtle and difficult to interpret, these details sparked intense speculation. To those who believed in the authenticity of the encounter, it suggested the possibility that the orb was not simply a passive object, but something capable of communication, perhaps even attempting to convey a message. Alongside the visual mystery, Bledsoe shared a broader interpretation of what these encounters might represent. He spoke of unseen forces that thrive on division and fear, describing them as parasitic influences that weaken unity and amplify discord. In contrast, he suggested that the presence of these luminous orbs symbolized something entirely different, a force aligned with clarity, connection, and a higher sense of awareness. According to his perspective, these encounters were not random, but part of a larger unfolding pattern. He also described a sense of urgency tied to these experiences. While the orbs themselves appeared calm and controlled, their increasing proximity suggested that something was changing. The message, as he interpreted it, was both reassuring and cautionary. There was reassurance in the idea that a guiding presence existed, one that encouraged unity and understanding. At the same time, there was a subtle warning that the opportunity to move in that direction might not last indefinitely. For those who have followed his experiences, this video stands as a significant moment, not just because of its visual clarity, but because of what it may represent. It challenges conventional explanations and invites a deeper consideration of what might exist beyond everyday perception. Whether seen as a technological mystery, a natural anomaly, or something more profound, the orb continues to spark curiosity and reflection. Mysterious sky phenomenon caught on camera. This mysterious video has captured widespread attention, showing what appears to be a thin, jagged tear suspended in the sky, sharply contrasting against the clear blue backdrop. Unlike any known aerial object, it does not drift, shimmer, or behave like a balloon or aircraft. Instead, it remains unnervingly fixed, its edges appearing too defined, almost as if a portion of reality itself has been pulled apart. Observers describe it as something that does not belong, a shape that feels unnatural to the human eye. What makes the phenomenon even more unsettling is the atmosphere surrounding it. Witnesses report an unusual stillness, where sound seems muted and the environment feels heavy, as though something invisible is pressing down. Devices reportedly struggle to capture it clearly, with footage appearing distorted or compressed upon review. Some even claim the tear flickers subtly, like a glitch within a digital system. These sightings have strengthened the belief that this is not a physical object, but something far more profound. Many now see it as a visible flaw in reality itself, a moment where the hidden structure of existence briefly reveals itself. The mystery of Carl Grillmere. Carl Grillmere was not an obscure figure working quietly in the background of science. He was a respected Caltech astrophysicist at the Infrared Processing and Analysis Center, a researcher whose career was built on mapping the hidden architecture of the Milky Way and studying the unseen forces that shape our universe. He specialized in galactic astronomy, dark matter, stellar streams, galactic structure, and the analysis of distant exoplanets. He led projects connected to the Hubble and Spitzer space telescopes, discovered multiple stellar streams winding through the halo of our galaxy, and earned a NASA Exceptional Scientific Achievement Medal for his contributions. In the world of astrophysics, he was considered one of the individuals helping humanity decode the invisible framework of space itself. When someone with that level of expertise suddenly passes under violent circumstances, and the public headline simply reads, "Investigation ongoing," it is almost inevitable that people begin to ask questions. That is exactly what happened on the 16th of February, 2026, when news broke that Carl Grillmere, 67 years old, had been found on his porch in Llano, California, having suffered a fatal injury to the torso. Authorities ruled the case a homicide, but no clear motive or suspects were immediately named. Early reports suggested a possible carjacking angle, yet as updates rolled out from local outlets such as KTLA, that explanation seemed to fade into the background without firm clarification. Online, speculation ignited almost instantly. It was not only the circumstances that drew attention, but also the timing. Just 2 months earlier, on the 15th of December, 2025, another high-level scientist had lost his life. Nuno Loureiro, 47 years old, a plasma physicist at MIT and head of the Plasma Science and Fusion Center, suffered a fatal shooting at his home in Brookline, Massachusetts. Authorities framed that event as personal in nature, but many online observers were not satisfied with that explanation. When two prominent scientists working in frontier fields depart under violent circumstances within weeks of each other, and both fields involve potentially transformative technologies, some believe coincidence becomes harder to accept at face value. Carl Grillmere's work touched on subjects that naturally stir public imagination. Through projects like the Near-Earth Object Wide-Field Infrared Survey Explorer and Spitzer, he was involved in identifying and cataloguing near-Earth objects. Asteroid tracking is not science fiction, it is a very real planetary defense effort. Thousands of objects pass near Earth's orbit, and researchers monitor them carefully. To many online commentators, this raises an unsettling possibility. What if a scientist discovered something concerning? What if an incoming object or a pattern in orbital mechanics had implications that governments preferred to manage quietly? Rumors about elite bunkers, classified impact assessments, and hidden survival contingencies have circulated for years. In that context, some have wondered whether Grillmare's expertise placed him in possession of sensitive information. Beyond asteroid detection, Grillmare also contributed to exoplanet spectroscopy. This field involves analyzing the atmospheres of distant worlds to detect water vapor, methane, oxygen, and other chemical markers. Some of those markers could point toward biological activity. If conclusive evidence of life beyond Earth were ever identified, it would not only reshape science, but potentially religion, economics, and geopolitics. Online communities have speculated that confirmation of extraterrestrial biosignatures might be managed carefully to avoid destabilization. In that narrative, scientists working closest to such discoveries are seen as holding keys to information far larger than themselves. Then there is dark matter. Grillmare's mapping of stellar streams helped trace the gravitational influence of invisible mass throughout the galaxy. Dark matter remains one of physics' greatest mysteries. Some fringe researchers suggest that breakthroughs in understanding dark matter could overlap with classified propulsion systems or gravity manipulation research. While mainstream science does not endorse such claims, the idea persists in online circles that hidden physics programs might operate parallel to academic research. When observers compare this to Nuno Loureiro's work in plasma physics and fusion energy, the pattern deepens in their view. Fusion promises nearly limitless clean energy. If fully realized, it could disrupt global energy markets and weaken industries built around fossil fuels. Loureiro became director of his center in 2024, just as optimism around fusion milestones intensified. To some, that timing feels significant. They argue that energy independence and cosmic defense technologies both intersect with powerful economic interests. The theory circulating online is not subtle. It suggests that when breakthroughs loom in areas capable of reshaping global power structures, resistance can emerge from unseen quarters. In that interpretation, violent incidents are not random, but orchestrated distractions, wrapped in personal motives to obscure broader agendas. The delivery disguise allegedly used in Loureiro's case has been cited as an element that feels theatrical to some commentators, reinforcing suspicion. Historical parallels are frequently invoked. Online researchers point to past eras when scientists in controversial or high-stakes fields also passed unexpectedly. Whether related to advanced propulsion, unidentified aerial phenomena research, or alternative energy concepts, these past events are woven into a broader narrative of suppression. In that worldview, the public face of science reveals only part of the story. It is important to note that these theories thrive primarily in digital spaces, where pattern recognition often outweighs official statements. The absence of immediate answers fuels momentum. When investigations remain open, gaps in information become fertile ground for interpretation. For many people following these cases, it is not necessarily about proving a grand plot, but about acknowledging that powerful technologies and discoveries carry consequences. Carl Grillmare's lifework undeniably dealt with cosmic hazards, planetary systems, and invisible forces shaping galaxies. He was not an ordinary academic, but a scientist whose research operated at the intersection of planetary defense and cosmic discovery. When someone operating at that level departs suddenly and violently, it unsettles people. The same can be said for a fusion expert leading efforts to harness the power of stars on Earth. Online discussions continue to tie these events together, suggesting that we may be living in a moment when transformative scientific knowledge collides with entrenched systems of control. Whether these theories hold substance or simply reflect human suspicion in the face of tragedy, they demonstrate one clear truth. When frontier science meets unanswered questions, mystery follows. The mystery of Ryan Rudd. The disappearance of Ryan Rudd has become one of the most troubling and emotional mysteries of recent years, marked not only by unanswered questions, but also by a delay that his family believes may have changed everything. A 28-year-old soldier stationed at Catterick Garrison vanished in the early hours of the 15th of February, 2026, after a night out in Selby, North Yorkshire. What began as a routine evening quickly turned into a mystery that continues to weigh heavily on those who knew him. On that night, Ryan had been at a local pub with a friend. The two later separated, with Ryan choosing to stay behind to finish his drink. They had arranged to meet again at another nearby venue, but Ryan was refused entry. After that moment, his movements became unclear. There were no confirmed sightings, no messages, and no clear indication of where he went next. It was as if he had simply stepped out of view. What makes this case particularly unsettling is not only the disappearance itself, but the time it took for anyone to realize that Ryan was missing. He did not return to his barracks that night, yet no alarm was raised. It was not until the 1st of March, more than 2 weeks later, that a senior officer contacted his parents to ask if he was at home. Until that call, his family had believed he was carrying on with his duties as normal. The moment his parents learned that Ryan was not on base marked the beginning of a frantic search for answers. Police were notified, and an investigation was launched, but by then, valuable time had already passed. His parents have expressed deep concern that this delay may have allowed crucial clues to disappear, whether through natural conditions or the simple passage of time. For them, those missing weeks represent a window where answers might have been found. Ryan's father, himself a former soldier, has questioned how such an oversight could occur. According to him, there are systems in place to monitor personnel, including regular roll calls and cross-checks to ensure accountability. The fact that Ryan's absence went unnoticed for such a significant period has added to the sense of frustration and disbelief. His family believes that these missed checks contributed to the uncertainty that now surrounds the case. Authorities have continued to investigate, keeping an open mind about what may have happened. One possibility that has been considered is that Ryan may have entered the nearby River Ouse. However, without clear evidence, this remains only one of several theories. His family has emphasized that his disappearance does not align with his character. They believe strongly that he would not have chosen to leave without explanation, suggesting instead that something unexpected occurred that night. As the weeks turned into months, the search has continued, supported by both law enforcement and the community. Appeals have been made for anyone who may have seen or heard anything unusual in Selby on that night. Despite these efforts, the mystery remains unresolved, with no definitive answers about Ryan's whereabouts. For his family, the uncertainty is the most difficult part. They continue to hold on to hope, believing that someone, somewhere, may still have information that could bring clarity to what happened. At the same time, they are left reflecting on the delay that marked the early days of the investigation, wondering if things might have unfolded differently had the alarm been raised sooner. The mystery of Vittoria Figeredo Barto. The disappearance of Vittoria Figeredo Barto has become a deeply puzzling case, marked by a sequence of events that raise more questions than answers. A 30-year-old academic and psychologist, Vittoria was last heard from on the 3rd of March, 2026, when she contacted her family. By the following day, concern had grown, and she was reported missing from North Essex, beginning an investigation that continues to unfold. In the days leading up to her disappearance, Vittoria had been staying with a friend while working on a project at the University of Essex in Colchester. On the 3rd of March, she met her friend as planned, and everything appeared routine. Afterward, she took a short bus journey to Brightlingsea, a coastal town that would soon become central to the mystery. Surveillance footage later captured her walking through the area in the afternoon, moving along quiet streets near the waterfront. What happened next remains one of the most intriguing aspects of the case. In the early hours of the 4th of March, footage believed to show Vittoria captured a figure entering a boatyard by climbing over a fence. Investigators believe that she may have accessed a boat from the yard, one that was later discovered drifting near Bradwell-on-Sea. The vessel was missing a horseshoe-shaped buoyancy aid, adding another unusual detail to an already complex situation. Despite extensive searches along the coastline and surrounding areas, no clear explanation has emerged. Her laptop was later found in Brightlingsea on the 14th of March, suggesting that she had left behind important personal belongings. This discovery raised further questions about her intentions and movements during those final known hours. Authorities have emphasized the importance of accessing her communication and financial records, many of which are held outside the United Kingdom. However, delays in obtaining this information have slowed progress, leaving investigators working with limited insight into her recent activity. International cooperation is ongoing, with support from her family and diplomatic channels, but the absence of data continues to present a challenge. A mysterious video has recently surfaced online, sparking a wave of speculation and intrigue across social media and various research communities that look into strange phenomena. The video, short in duration but undeniably captivating, appears to show a large, dark, circular opening located at the very top of the Earth, directly above the North Pole. According to the person who posted it, the footage was not captured in real time, but was instead carefully stitched together using a series of high-resolution satellite images. This stitching process, the uploader claimed, is the reason the video displays occasional glitches and disjointed movement, particularly around the central point of the anomaly. The visuals themselves are astonishing. The Earth is seen from high orbit, a breathtaking vista of soft cloud formations and icy terrain stretching across the Arctic. But at the center of the frame, something unexpected commands immediate attention: a vast, perfectly round, dark hole that disrupts the otherwise continuous field of white and blue. The anomaly appears to descend downward, as though revealing a tunnel or entryway into the interior of the planet. While the surrounding atmosphere and ice layers look natural, the opening is sharply defined, standing out as something that does not belong in a typical satellite view of the poles. Viewers of the video have commented on the smooth, yet slightly artificial nature of the movement, which seems to cause the image to flicker or shift momentarily at certain frames. The uploader explained that this was a direct result of combining separate images, which were taken at different times and from slightly different angles, in order to create a seamless panoramic animation. Although the transitions are not perfect, the result is still highly convincing and has generated widespread discussion. Many who have seen the video are calling for further investigation, especially given that this is not the first time reports of strange openings or anomalies at the polar regions have made headlines. Over the decades, rumors have circulated about hidden phenomena at both the North and South Poles, ranging from strange Earth theories to secret research installations. In this case, the video appears to lend visual credibility to long-standing claims that something unusual might exist at the top of the world. Skeptics have, of course, raised concerns about the authenticity of the footage, pointing out that with modern editing tools, it is easier than ever to create convincing fabrications. However, others argue that the clarity and consistency of the imagery suggest that the video may indeed be based on real satellite data, especially since no fantastical elements were added. Only the raw images were animated for visualization purposes. Some have even proposed that the dark opening might be the result of natural geological processes or environmental shifts occurring beneath the ice. The scale of the opening in the video has led to further debate. Based on the visual reference to Earth's curvature and nearby cloud patterns, the dark circle appears to span several miles in diameter. It is vast enough to be clearly visible from orbit, yet it has not been widely acknowledged in any public scientific databases or satellite archives. This discrepancy has led some to speculate that such images may exist but are routinely redacted or withheld from general circulation. One of the most persistent theories circulating in response to the video is that the opening represents some kind of portal or entrance to a hidden region within the planet. This idea is closely aligned with interpretations of ancient texts and myths that speak of inner realms or civilizations living beneath the surface. While mainstream science does not support this concept, the visual impact of the video has reignited public fascination with the idea that the Earth might be more complex internally than we are currently led to believe. Others suggest that the anomaly could have military or governmental implications, possibly tied to secret projects or installations in the polar regions. The Arctic is known for its extreme weather, limited accessibility, and strategic value, which make it an ideal location for operations away from the public eye. If such a structure or geological feature exists, its secrecy could be maintained under the guise of national security or environmental protection. Despite the video's brief length, the level of interest it has generated indicates that many people are open to exploring questions that remain unanswered. Over the years, the North Pole has remained one of the most mysterious and least understood regions on Earth. Despite the advancements in satellite imaging, polar exploration, and climate research, the Arctic continues to baffle scientists and researchers alike. Among the many anomalies reported, one of the most striking involves a set of photographs that appear to show a massive, perfectly circular opening in the Arctic ice, an image that has triggered widespread speculation, both scientific and speculative. about what might be hidden beneath the polar ice cap. These high-resolution photographs, reportedly captured by satellites monitoring the polar regions, depict what appears to be a large, dark void situated directly at the North Pole. Unlike the surrounding icy terrain, which is bright and heavily textured with cracks and snowdrifts, this anomaly stands out as an unnaturally smooth, dark circle. Its shape is so well defined that it appears to defy natural formation, resembling a manufactured structure or possibly an entrance to something deeper beneath the Earth's surface. The sheer contrast between the ice and the dark circle gives the impression of an opening or descent into an unknown space. The images are said to have been taken by Earth-observing satellites equipped with cutting-edge imaging technology designed to monitor our planet and environmental shifts in the polar regions. These satellites have been instrumental in providing scientists with detailed insights into the condition of the Arctic. However, within the vast data collected, this particular image emerged, showing something that does not easily fit within the known frameworks of natural science. According to reports associated with the photographs, the size of the circular opening is estimated to span several miles in diameter. Its edges appear sharp, its center impenetrably dark. No natural light seems to reflect off its surface, giving the impression of a deep vertical shaft. Such precision and formation have led to growing speculation about whether this might be a natural anomaly, a geological oddity, or something altogether different. What makes this discovery especially intriguing is the suggestion that these images have not been part of any official public release, and their absence from mainstream scientific discussion has only fueled curiosity further. The idea of an opening at the pole is not entirely new. The concept has circulated for decades, feeding into a long-standing theory known as the polar opening theory. This theory proposes that vast entrances exist at both the North and South Poles, possibly leading to underground or even inner-Earth realms. Supporters of this idea suggest that these entrances may serve as gateways to hidden environments, places that could host unknown ecosystems, ancient civilizations, or technologies lost to human history. While largely considered speculative by the mainstream scientific community, the photographs have reignited interest in these theories and drawn attention to the many unknowns that still surround Earth's polar regions. Beyond the theoretical, the implications of such an opening, should it be proven real, extend deeply into multiple areas of scientific inquiry. From a geological perspective, the presence of a large void in the Arctic crust could signal significant shifts beneath the surface. It might indicate volcanic activity, sub-ice lakes, or tectonic movements that have yet to be properly mapped or understood. From an environmental standpoint, any structural anomalies in the polar ice could have ramifications for global climate models, sea level predictions, and planetary stability. Some researchers have posited that this opening could be linked to ongoing shifts in the Earth's crust, or even unknown energy forces at play in the high latitudes. The Arctic is known for hosting complex magnetic interactions due to its proximity to the magnetic North Pole. It is also one of the few places on Earth where the aurora borealis, better known as the Northern Lights, can be observed, a phenomenon caused by charged particles from the Sun interacting with Earth's magnetic field. Could the dark circular anomaly be somehow connected to these powerful geomagnetic and solar influences? Adding another layer to the mystery are the reports of unusual atmospheric and environmental phenomena near the North Pole. Over the years, various expeditions and satellite missions have documented strange cloud formations, sudden bursts of light, unexplained humming sounds, and energy readings that do not align with any known patterns. Some theories suggest that these anomalies could be caused by geological faults or high-altitude electrical storms. Others believe that they may be the result of as-yet undiscovered physical processes tied to the composition and structure of the Earth's interior. Interestingly, new archaeological findings from other parts of the world are also offering unexpected support to some of the more unconventional theories. In recent decades, scientists have uncovered extensive underground cities and intricate tunnel networks beneath the Earth's surface, some dating back thousands of years. These subterranean habitats, discovered in regions such as Turkey, China, and parts of South America, suggest that ancient civilizations may have possessed advanced knowledge of how to create sustainable life underground. Technologies such as ground-penetrating radar and three-dimensional imaging have made it possible to map these complex underground structures without disturbing them, leading to a surge in discoveries that challenge traditional historical narratives. These findings invite the question, could similar underground networks exist beneath the polar ice? If ancient peoples were capable of building complex communities beneath the surface in harsh environments, might there be even older or more advanced examples hidden beneath the Earth's most inaccessible regions? The Arctic, largely unexplored and hostile to sustained human activity, would be the perfect place to hide something extraordinary, whether by nature or by design. In tandem with this, the rapid movement of the magnetic North Pole adds another layer of intrigue. Unlike the geographic North Pole, which is a fixed point, the magnetic North Pole has been drifting steadily across the Arctic. Since the 19th century, it has moved from the Canadian Arctic toward Russia and is currently shifting at an accelerated rate. Scientists believe this movement is due to changes in the flow of molten iron within the Earth's outer core. Yet, despite ongoing research, the reasons behind the recent acceleration remain only partially understood. As speculation continues, geopolitical interest in the Arctic has surged. Nations like the United States, Russia, and Canada are increasing their military and scientific presence in the region, often citing national security, resource access, and climate monitoring as the driving forces. However, for those who have seen the polar images or studied the anomalies, there is growing curiosity about whether something else might be influencing the urgency to control and monitor these icy frontiers. Given the vast unknowns still surrounding the North Pole, it is clear that further investigation is not only warranted, but necessary. Future missions, whether by satellite, unmanned aerial systems, or even manned expeditions, must prioritize the study of these anomalies. The advancement of ice-penetrating radar, deep-field imaging, and environmental sensors may eventually help to confirm or refute the existence of such features. Until then, the circular opening remains a haunting mystery, captured in quiet stillness above the frozen world. Whether a natural phenomenon, a geological structure, or something entirely unexpected, the North Pole's shadowy image continues to challenge our understanding of Earth. It reminds us that even in an age of high technology and space travel, there are still corners of our own planet that resist explanation. Places where history, science, and wonder intersect in ways that keep us asking questions and seeking truth. In a notable event, the FBI made public a vast collection of files documenting various interactions with unidentified flying objects. Among these records, one particular report garnered significant attention due to its detailed accounts not only concerning these mysterious aerial phenomena, but also providing insights into the occupants of these crafts. What would happen if we attacked them, and the advanced technology incorporated in the functioning of these spacecraft? The document reads as follows. A very serious situation may develop at any time with regard to the flying saucers. If one of these should be attacked, the attacking plane will almost certainly be destroyed. In the public mind, this might create near panic and international suspicion. The principal data concerning these craft is now at hand and must be offered, no matter how fantastic and unintelligible it may seem to minds not previously instructed in thinking of this type. Part of the disk carry crews, others are under control. Their mission is peaceful. The visitors contemplate settling on this planet. These visitors are human-like, but much larger in size. They are not excarnate Earth people, but come from their own world. They do not come from any planet as we use the word, but from another planet, which interpenetrates with our own and is not perceptible to us. The bodies of the visitors and the craft also automatically materialize on entering the vibratory rate of our matter. The disks possess a type of radiant energy, or a ray which will easily disintegrate any attacking ship. They re-enter the etheric at will, and so simply disappear from our vision without a trace. The region from which they come is not the astral plane, but corresponds to the lokes or tails. Students of these matters will understand these terms. They probably cannot be reached by radio, but can be reached by radar if a signal system can be devised. End quote. Numerous individuals who have perused this particular document have expressed that it serves as compelling evidence supporting our understanding of these entities and the advanced technology they possess. Their testimonials indicate a consensus that the content within demonstrates our familiarity with these beings and their technological advancements. Those intrigued by uncharted territories have posited that this constitutes a revelation, highlighting that our authorities have been aware of the existence of these flying vessels for an extended period. In the present moment, there is a prevailing belief that the reluctance of officials to acknowledge awareness of these enigmatic objects stems from the potential apprehension it could instigate among the public. This hesitation to disclose information on such mysterious phenomena is thought to be driven by concerns regarding the impact it may have on public perception. In modern times, a prevailing belief exists that we have surpassed the era where secrecy shrouded discussions about unidentified phenomena. This has led to a growing demand for governmental transparency regarding their knowledge of unidentified objects. Researchers have posited that such documents offer a fascinating glimpse into their knowledge, providing valuable insights and perspectives into their understanding. These scholarly materials not only showcase their expertise, but also shed light on their intellectual depth and areas of expertise. It is interesting to note that these documents are over 60 years old, raising questions about the extent of additional information available regarding this subject in contemporary times. One cannot help but wonder about the wealth of data and insights these historical documents may still offer in the present day. Recently declassified documents from the Central Intelligence Agency have shed light on the government's interest in UFO phenomena, yet many of these documents remain heavily redacted. The CIA's involvement in UFO investigations dates back to around the 1940s, when reports of unidentified aerial phenomena began to proliferate across the United States and around the world. Concerned about the potential national security implications of these sightings, the CIA launched a series of classified programs aimed at collecting and analyzing data on UFOs. In recent years, the CIA has declassified and released thousands of documents related to UFO investigations, offering unprecedented insight into the government's role in studying unidentified aerial phenomena. However, many of these documents contain significant redactions, obscuring key details and information from public view. The primary reasons cited by the CIA for redacting UFO documents are national security concerns, protection of intelligence sources and methods, and preservation of sensitive information. In some cases, redactions may also be made to comply with privacy laws or to prevent disclosure of classified information that could compromise ongoing investigations or diplomatic relations. Moreover, the nature of UFO sightings and encounters often involves sensitive or classified military operations, intelligence activities, or airspace violations, making it necessary to redact certain details to safeguard sensitive information or prevent unauthorized disclosure. The redaction of UFO documents by the CIA has fueled speculation and theories among UFO enthusiasts, skeptics, and the general public. Some believe that the redacted portions contain evidence of extraterrestrial visitation or advanced technology withheld by the government to maintain secrecy and control. Others argue that the redactions are necessary to protect legitimate national security interests and prevent the unauthorized disclosure of sensitive information that could jeopardize ongoing investigations or compromise intelligence sources and methods. However, the lack of transparency and incomplete disclosure of UFO documents by the CIA has contributed to public skepticism and distrust of government agencies, leading some to question the motives and intentions behind the redaction of UFO-related information. In recent years, there has been growing pressure on government agencies, including the CIA, to disclose more information about UFOs and related phenomena. Advocates for disclosure argue that greater transparency is essential to promote public trust, foster scientific inquiry, and advance our understanding of the universe. Moreover, advances in technology, such as improved surveillance systems, satellite imagery, and sensor networks, have made it increasingly difficult for governments to conceal information about UFO sightings and encounters. In April of 2020, an intriguing image captured by NASA's Solar and Heliospheric Observatory sparked widespread debate among those interested in the possibility of extraterrestrial activity. The photograph, taken by the LASCO C3 camera, appears to show a large cube-shaped object positioned close to the Sun. Its striking geometry and placement in the vast expanse of space have fueled speculation about what it could be and why it might be there. The image soon made its way into various online communities and groups dedicated to UFO research. Within these circles, Many pointed out that cube-shaped anomalies have occasionally been spotted not just near the Sun, but also close to the Moon. What makes these reports even more curious is that some observers claim to have seen these cube-like shapes moving around the Moon when reviewing footage or images from space observatories. Such claims have intensified the mystery, suggesting that these shapes could be under intelligent control rather than being random cosmic debris or image artifacts. Over the past few years, respected scientists such as Avi Loeb, a Harvard University professor of science and well-regarded theoretical physicist, have become more open to the idea that interstellar visitors might exist. Loeb's public discussions about the possibility of extraterrestrial technology, particularly in reference to unusual astronomical objects, have encouraged many to consider that these sightings could represent probes sent by advanced civilizations. The cube's perfectly angular appearance has led some to dismiss the idea that it is a naturally occurring object. Nature rarely forms such symmetrical shapes in space without some form of specific geological or artificial process. This has led to the intriguing theory that it could be an advanced probe, similar in concept to the ones humanity has launched to other planets in our solar system, such as Mars and Jupiter. The idea that advanced civilizations might send out probes is not only the stuff of science fiction, but also a reasonable concept grounded in logic. Human history already provides a template for this kind of exploration. Our own missions, Voyager, Pioneer, and New Horizons, have shown that probes are invaluable tools for learning about distant worlds without the need to send human crews. Probes can endure harsh conditions, operate without life support systems, and continue functioning for decades, all while traveling immense distances. If humanity, a relatively young technological civilization, can create machines capable of leaving the solar system, then it stands to reason that older and more advanced civilizations could design far more capable devices. These might incorporate self-repair capabilities, artificial intelligence, and possibly even methods of communication or travel that exceed our current understanding. A probe of such sophistication could easily remain functional for centuries, gathering data and transmitting it across light years. From a theoretical perspective, sending automated probes makes sense as a first step in interstellar exploration. The distances between stars are so vast that crude missions may be impractical, especially for civilizations without faster-than-light travel. Probes, on the other hand, can be dispatched in large numbers to explore multiple star systems simultaneously. They could use gravitational assists to gain speed or employ propulsion systems far beyond our current capabilities. Some scientists have even considered the possibility of von Neumann probes, self-replicating machines that could construct copies of themselves using raw materials found on planets, asteroids, or moons. In this way, a single probe could seed countless others, gradually mapping and monitoring vast regions of a galaxy without requiring ongoing support from its creators. Such a system could explain why objects of strange shapes, like the cube near the Sun, might appear in various locations within our solar system over time. It is also conceivable that these probes might be designed to operate covertly, revealing themselves only under certain circumstances, or appearing in forms that could be mistaken for natural phenomena or technical glitches in imagery. The cube's sudden appearance in solar and heliospheric observatory images, followed by its absence in later frames, has led some to suggest that it may have been stationary for hours before moving away, or perhaps even leaving the vicinity entirely. Skeptics argue that anomalies like the cube could be the result of pixelation errors, cosmic rays striking the camera sensor, or digital processing artifacts. While such possibilities are real, proponents of the probe theory point to repeated sightings of similar shapes over time as reason to keep an open mind. The fact that these shapes have been reported in multiple contexts, near both the Sun and Moon, suggests to them that there may be more to the story than technical glitches. If the cube were indeed an artificial construct, its location near the Sun could have strategic advantages. The Sun's position in the solar system offers a unique vantage point for observing planetary orbits, solar activity, and potential deep space traffic entering from beyond. An advanced probe might use this position to collect data, harness solar energy, or simply remain hidden in an environment hostile to most forms of detection. In the end, the photograph of the cube-shaped object close to the Sun remains unexplained. It sits at the intersection of science, speculation, and mystery. For those who see it as evidence of advanced technology, it offers a tantalizing hint that humanity may not be alone in its quest to explore the stars. For those who approach it cautiously, it is a reminder that not all anomalies in space imagery can be taken at face value, and that careful analysis is needed before drawing conclusions. What is certain is that this image has reignited public curiosity about the possibilities beyond Earth. Whether the cube is an extraordinary example of alien engineering, an advanced interstellar probe, or simply a quirk of camera technology, it encourages continued observation, deeper investigation, and open-minded discussion. Until definitive answers are found, it remains a fascinating mystery, one that reminds us that the universe is full of surprises, many of which may still be waiting to be discovered. Over the past several years, NASA has released dozens of photographs taken by solar observatories that appear to show mysterious cube-shaped objects positioned near the Sun. These unusual shapes have sparked curiosity and debate among researchers, enthusiasts, and those who study unidentified aerial phenomena. The cube form, with its clean angles and geometric precision, stands out in a setting dominated by the chaotic, swirling patterns of solar plasma. Such sightings represent a unique and unexpected facet of the ongoing discussion about unexplained objects in our cosmic neighborhood. The Sun's environment is highly active and dynamic, marked by immense magnetic fields, frequent solar flares, and intense bursts of energy. It is a place where temperatures soar to extremes and radiation levels would overwhelm most known technologies. For this reason, the notion of structured, cube-like objects appearing in close proximity to the Sun is especially intriguing. If these shapes are genuine physical objects, their presence challenges current scientific understanding, raising questions about their durability, purpose, and origin. At the same time, scientists recognize that capturing images in such a volatile and energetic environment comes with inherent challenges. Instruments used to observe the Sun, whether on spacecraft like the Solar and Heliospheric Observatory or other solar missions, must process immense amounts of light and radiation. Under such conditions, the possibility of visual anomalies is significant. Optical artifacts, glitches in imaging systems, and interference from cosmic rays can sometimes produce shapes, including cube-like formations, that do not represent real objects. In some cases, gaps in data transmission or errors in image processing can create patterns that mimic artificial structures. Yet, the speculation surrounding these sightings is not easily dismissed. The idea that cube-shaped objects could represent advanced technology is an enticing, though highly speculative, possibility. If such objects are indeed evidence of an extraterrestrial presence, it would prompt profound questions about the motives and capabilities of those who created them. Why would such entities operate close to the Sun, a region so hazardous to most forms of matter and machinery? Could the Sun be a point of interest for energy collection, scientific study, or as a vantage point for observing the planets within our solar system? In considering such possibilities, the scientific community emphasizes the need for careful analysis. The presence of cube-shaped forms in solar imagery requires rigorous investigation to distinguish between true anomalies and explainable phenomena. Researchers study sequences of images, compare data from different instruments, and analyze light spectra to determine whether these objects behave like real physical bodies or whether they can be attributed to known issues in data acquisition. This process demands patience and caution, as premature conclusions can mislead both the public and scientific discourse. The search for answers could also drive advancements in observational technology. If scientists aim to resolve the true nature of these cube-shaped sightings, they may develop new instruments capable of capturing higher resolution data or filtering out interference more effectively. Improved imaging systems and refined data processing techniques would not only help clarify the mystery of the cubes, but also enhance our broader understanding of solar phenomena. Better tools could reveal details about the Sun's magnetic activity, surface structures, and particle emissions, leading to breakthroughs in space weather forecasting and astrophysics. Even if many of these cube-like appearances turn out to have ordinary explanations, whether as optical distortions or fleeting debris, the unexplained cases remain valuable. They encourage scientists to revisit and test their assumptions about how the Sun interacts with objects in its vicinity. If something unconventional is present, it might be engaging with the Sun's magnetic fields, radiation, or plasma in ways that challenge existing models. Such interactions could provide new insights into both astrophysics and the durability of advanced technologies in extreme environments. As with all extraordinary claims, skepticism is essential. The concept of cube-shaped objects near the Sun has captured public imagination precisely because it offers the possibility of a dramatic discovery. However, responsible scientific inquiry requires a balance between open-mindedness and critical evaluation. Multiple explanations must be considered, from the mundane to the extraordinary, and evidence must be weighed carefully. Each step toward understanding requires transparency, peer review, and the willingness to revise theories when new data emerges. Ultimately, the significance of these sightings lies not only in the question of whether the cubes are real, physical objects, but also in the curiosity they inspire. They push the boundaries of our understanding and challenge us to look more closely at our nearest star. Whether they are artifacts of our instruments or visitors from elsewhere, they remind us that the universe is full of surprises. The process of investigating such anomalies strengthens scientific practice, sharpens technological capabilities, and fuels a sense of wonder about our place in the cosmos. As of now, the mysterious cube-shaped objects observed in NASA's solar images remain an open question. They exist at the intersection of natural science, technological speculation, and human imagination. Possible explanations range from optical artifacts and sensor malfunctions to advanced probes built by civilizations far older than our own. While definitive answers are elusive, the mere act of pursuing them expands our knowledge and appreciation of the universe. These sightings remind us that science is not only about finding answers, but also about embracing the unknown and allowing it to guide us toward deeper exploration. In that sense, the cubes near the Sun, whatever they may be, are not just anomalies. They are invitations to keep looking upward, to question, and to seek understanding in the vast expanse of space. Deep beneath the icy surface of Antarctica, a new scientific mystery has emerged, one that could reshape the way researchers view the universe. A team of scientists working with the Antarctic Impulsive Transient Antenna recently reported the detection of unexplained radio waves coming from below the Antarctic ice sheet. These signals, steep in their angle and defying conventional expectations, were not part of the anticipated data. What began as a search for high-energy cosmic particles ended with an anomaly that remains unsolved and has since captured the attention of the global scientific community. The project, overseen by researchers including Stephanie Wissel, an associate professor of physics, astronomy, and astrophysics at Penn State, was initially designed to study cosmic neutrinos. These particles are considered among the most elusive in the universe. Emitted by some of the most energetic phenomena in existence, such as black holes, exploding stars, and gamma-ray bursts, neutrinos travel vast distances without interacting with ordinary matter. Because of this, they are extraordinarily difficult to detect, requiring sophisticated instruments and isolated environments to minimize interference. The choice of Antarctica as the base of operations was intentional. The continent offers a pristine environment for radio-based astronomical studies due to its lack of anthropogenic radio noise. With virtually no cities, communication towers, or electronic infrastructure, Antarctica becomes a blank slate for radio wave detection. Researchers used large balloons to elevate their instruments approximately 40 kilometers, about 25 to 30 miles, above the ice. At this altitude, the equipment had an expansive view of the ice sheet and sky, allowing it to detect radio emissions from cosmic sources. However, what the instruments captured was not what the scientists expected. Instead of solely picking up signals from above, they also recorded a series of radio waves emerging from beneath the ice. More surprisingly, these signals came at steep angles, roughly 30 degrees below the surface. According to Wissel and her team, this trajectory should have been physically impossible if the waves were standard high-energy neutrinos. Neutrinos that travel such paths would have to pass through thousands of kilometers of rock, something that should have absorbed or deflected them long before they could reach the instruments. The implications of this discovery are far-reaching. If the waves were truly neutrinos, it would suggest that these particles had traveled immense cosmic distances, passed through the Earth, and emerged from the ice unscathed. However, further analysis suggested that the detected waves did not match the profiles of known neutrino signals. To confirm this, the researchers cross-referenced their findings with data from 2 other neutrino detection experiments. These checks ruled out the likelihood that what they had found were neutrinos. This left scientists with a puzzle. If the signals weren't neutrinos, then what could they be? Some theorists have floated the idea that the signals could be related to dark matter, an invisible substance believed to make up most of the universe's mass. However, there is no concrete evidence yet to support this explanation. Dark matter remains a theoretical framework, and despite being central to many cosmological models, it has not been directly observed. While tantalizing, the idea that these radio waves might hint at dark matter is speculative at best. Whistle herself expressed uncertainty, acknowledging that no current model fully explains the phenomenon. One hypothesis is that unknown radio propagation effects could be occurring near the ice or the horizon, something not yet fully understood in existing physics. Such effects could cause radio waves to behave in unexpected ways, possibly mimicking the signal of particles emerging from below. Yet, even after investigating these possibilities, the team was unable to find a satisfactory explanation. This anomaly highlights the evolving complexity of astrophysical research. Instruments like the Antarctic Impulsive Transient Antenna are designed with very specific goals in mind, yet they often uncover findings that transcend the original intent. In this case, what began as an effort to track neutrinos may have opened a door to entirely new physics. It demonstrates how the universe still holds many secrets, and how each discovery often leads to more questions rather than answers. The ability to detect radio waves from such steep angles is rare and continues to challenge the boundaries of established scientific theory. It raises possibilities ranging from unknown particle interactions to completely new cosmic phenomena. This discovery also underscores the importance of conducting experiments in remote and extreme environments. Antarctica's frozen expanse not only provides a quiet backdrop for radio astronomy, but also shields instruments from much of the background noise that would cloud such experiments elsewhere on Earth. In time, further studies may help unravel the source of these signals. Perhaps additional missions using more sensitive equipment or experiments conducted in collaboration with other observatories around the world will offer the missing piece to the puzzle. Until then, the radio waves rising inexplicably from beneath Antarctica remain one of modern science's most intriguing open questions. What is clear is that this detection reinforces the value of curiosity-driven research. While scientists did not find what they were initially looking for, they uncovered something possibly even more important, an unexplained signal that could hint at phenomena beyond current understanding. Whether it leads to new physics, evidence of dark matter, or a better understanding of how radio waves interact with ice and rock, it adds one more layer to the vast and still largely mysterious narrative of the cosmos. In the expansive and frigid landscape of Antarctica, a realm reserved for only the most courageous and daring explorers, a well-kept secret lies dormant, yearning to be unveiled. Recently, an experienced pilot with a penchant for archaeology found himself immersed in a fervent search on his computer, meticulously examining Google Earth in hopes of unearthing traces of concealed riches and ancient civilizations. Little did he realize that his quest would unfold an extraordinary narrative, the revelation of 4 ancient pyramids discreetly situated along the shores of Antarctica. This astonishing discovery not only captivated his adventurous spirit, but also beckoned the world to ponder upon the allure shrouding these age-old structures. Through the lens of history and mystery, a captivating tale emerges, weaving the threads of past civilizations and modern-day intrigue, inviting us to delve deeper into the unfathomable mysteries that Antarctica continues to unveil, holding within its icy embrace secrets that defy the constraints of time and imagination. The individual who initially shared the images expressed a deep-rooted fascination with ancient societies and the enigmas shrouding bygone eras. Over the course of many years, he dedicated countless hours poring over maps, scrutinizing satellite images, and delving into historical documents, all in a relentless quest for clues that could potentially unveil the mysteries of vanished civilizations. It was amidst the solitary hours of one of his nocturnal research endeavors that he chanced upon a startling revelation, an array of peculiar, pyramid-like formations concealed within the frigid expanse of Antarctica. This unexpected discovery, ignited a spark of curiosity within him, prompting an intense exploration into the secrets veiled by the icy terrain, opening up a realm of possibilities and prompting a journey into the unknown depths of history. This recent breakthrough has sparked intense speculation regarding its nature and origin. Near Antarctica, there are 4 imposing pyramids that have intrigued many observers, who note their striking resemblance to the renowned pyramids of Egypt. This resemblance has led to conjecture that these Antarctic structures might have been constructed by ancient civilizations. While pyramid-like formations are not a novel phenomenon, some of the oldest known pyramids, situated in Egypt, have been estimated to have been built over 4,000 years ago. However, this timeline has faced challenges from various quarters, suggesting that these colossal edifices could have been erected by advanced societies predating the Egyptians. Supporting this notion is the example of Teotihuacan, a site hailed by historians as older than the Aztec civilization, leading to uncertainty regarding the culture or civilization responsible for its creation. The existence of these mysterious pyramids in Antarctica has reignited debates on ancient civilizations and their global reach, inviting us to delve deeper into the mysteries of our past. Deep within the realms of mysterious structures lies a fascinating topic where a similar concept is at play. Observers have remarked that these mysterious formations do not bear the natural semblance of mountains, but rather exhibit a deliberate arrangement that appears uncannily linear. Upon the dissemination of these images within online communities dedicated to the exploration of ancient constructs and relics, even the seasoned members were left perplexed by the discovery. Diverse opinions emerged among the group, acclaiming these visuals as among the most striking depictions of submerged pyramids ever encountered. The collective discourse surrounding these findings hints at a profound mystery that continues to captivate the imagination of those intrigued by the secrets hidden beneath the waves. As word about the groundbreaking discovery circulated, the man was overwhelmed by a deluge of inquiries from inquisitive individuals and adventurous seekers hailing from different parts of the globe. While some viewed his assertions with doubt, attributing the pyramids to mere geological formations or visual tricks, others were captivated by the prospect that these edifices might harbor the answers to unveiling the mysteries of Antarctica's ancient history. This widespread interest not only highlighted the global fascination with the find, but also underscored the varying perspectives and interpretations surrounding the enigmatic structures within the Antarctic landscape. The influx of varying opinions and reactions served to emphasize the complex and multifaceted nature of the discovery, sparking debates, discussions, and further investigations into the true nature of these anomalies. One individual expressed skepticism regarding the attribution of certain underwater structures as pyramids, arguing that they bear little resemblance to traditional pyramidal shapes and appear more akin to natural formations that incidentally adopt a pyramid-like configuration. Specifically, there are doubts raised about the accurate classification of these underwater sites as conventional pyramids, as their appearance aligns more with naturally occurring features reminiscent of pyramid shapes. The intriguing resemblance of this image to the iconic pyramids in Egypt, especially when observed from an aerial perspective, sparks curiosity and contemplation. While this similarity does not inherently suggest extraterrestrial origins, it does hint at the possibility of a nearby forgotten civilization, opening doors to a realm of captivating speculation and inquiries. Delving further, the discovery of such parallels between structures raises profound questions about the historical narratives and potential interactions among ancient civilizations. This unearths a realm of fascination, inviting exploration into the mysteries of the past and the puzzling connections. Taking precise measurements provides valuable insight into the dimensions of these 4 structures, revealing that they collectively span a total of 7,100 meters, or 23,000 feet. Scientists and historians have asserted that Antarctica has never been home to civilizations, casting doubt on the possibility of human habitation in the region. However, whenever new findings emerge that challenge this belief, it prompts a re-evaluation of the prevailing notion. Despite the prevailing consensus that Antarctica is void of any historical civilizations, the emergence of new evidence often sparks inquiries and skepticism regarding this idea. In the realm of exploring Antarctica, a differing perspective has been put forth, emphasizing the importance of adhering to factual evidence over mere assertions. Specifically, attention is drawn to the existence of 4 substantial pyramid-shaped structures located in close proximity to Antarctica. The proposal advocates for the dispatch of a research team to investigate these structures comprehensively, aiming to ascertain their significance. The rationale behind this expedition lies in the belief that even if the outcome yields no substantial discoveries, it will provide a definitive answer, thus adding to our knowledge base. Unveiling an intriguing juxtaposition, the discourse challenges the notion that these structures cannot be termed pyramids due to the absence of historical evidence of human habitation in Antarctica. It argues that such assertions hold weight only until new discoveries come to light. In the dynamic landscape of Antarctic exploration, the continuous unveiling of previously unknown aspects underscores the need to embrace unconventional thinking. The narrative encourages a proactive approach, advocating for a fearless pursuit of knowledge that transcends conventional wisdom and embraces the prospect of groundbreaking discoveries. This comprehensive exposition advocates for a meticulous examination of the mysterious structures near Antarctica, embodying a spirit of intellectual curiosity and a dedication to unraveling the mysteries of this vast and enigmatic continent. Among the many pages of Leonardo da Vinci's extraordinary Codex, Atlanticus, lies a drawing that has recently attracted renewed attention from researchers and theorists. The sketch, while initially overlooked in the broader scope of his work, depicts a structure strikingly similar to the Great Pyramid of Giza, with 7 lines extending downward from its base. At the very bottom, a circle appears nestled beneath these lines, leading some to speculate that da Vinci may have been illustrating a subterranean system, possibly an aquifer or a hidden chamber. As modern investigations uncover new anomalies beneath the Giza Plateau, many have begun to wonder if Leonardo da Vinci, long celebrated for being ahead of his time, had insight into ancient architectural knowledge lost to history. The drawing in question bears a remarkable resemblance to the latest findings from researchers who, using ground-penetrating radar and satellite imaging, have reported what they believe to be massive underground structures beneath the pyramids. These discoveries, including interconnected chambers, L-shaped entrances, and subcolumns beneath the surface, suggest that the pyramids are far more than just surface-level monuments. In particular, the theory of 8 subterranean columns or shafts supporting an intricate subterranean complex matches eerily with Leonardo's 7 descending lines, prompting questions about whether his 8th was simply omitted, hidden in another page, or abstractly represented by the circle below. Leonardo's interest in ancient civilizations is no secret. His notebooks are filled with not just anatomical and mechanical studies, but also geometric shapes, spirals, ratios, and structures that suggest a deep fascination with how the ancients understood the universe. In particular, he was drawn to the concept of sacred geometry, a belief that certain mathematical ratios, such as the golden ratio, held divine and universal significance. These same ratios are found embedded within the architecture of the Great Pyramid, which aligns almost perfectly with cardinal points and exhibits mathematical relationships that continue to intrigue engineers and historians alike. Some researchers have proposed that Leonardo's pyramid sketch may not be purely imaginative. Instead, it could reflect inspiration from ancient writings that had circulated through Europe during the Renaissance, particularly those of Herodotus, the Greek historian who chronicled Egyptian lore. Herodotus described mysterious underground chambers beneath the pyramids and spoke of vast caverns, sealed tombs, and even a subterranean labyrinth. If Leonardo had read such accounts, and there is evidence that he had access to a wide range of classical texts, then his sketch might have been an artistic interpretation of those ancient descriptions. Further fueling this theory is the presence of the circle beneath the pyramid's base. Many believe this could signify an aquifer, a natural underground water reservoir. In recent years, geological studies have confirmed that there is indeed water beneath the Giza Plateau. Some researchers believe that the ancients may have built the pyramids directly over such energy-rich locations for spiritual or functional reasons. Leonardo, a keen observer of nature and a student of hydraulics, would have understood the significance of such a placement. His sketches of water movement, including swirling vortices and pressure-driven systems, are considered advanced even by today's engineering standards. What makes this connection even more fascinating is that Leonardo's scientific knowledge was not purely theoretical. He meticulously studied real-world phenomena, from human anatomy to optics to the flow of rivers and pressure in pipes. He was deeply aware of how the physical world worked, yet his mind constantly pushed beyond the boundaries of known science. The fact that his pyramid drawing anticipates modern claims about underground megastructures by centuries only enhances the mystery surrounding it. Historians widely acknowledge Leonardo as a genius whose understanding transcended the time in which he lived. Without access to modern machinery or data-gathering tools, he nonetheless devised concepts for helicopters, submarines, and even mechanized knights. If his pyramid sketch is indeed a coded diagram of what lies beneath Giza, it raises profound questions. How could Leonardo have known? Was he speculating, or did he have access to knowledge that has since been buried or forgotten? During the Renaissance, ancient manuscripts were being rediscovered and translated, and it's possible that some contained obscure or lost descriptions of Egyptian structures. There are even more speculative theories suggesting that secret societies or esoteric schools of thought may have passed down ancient wisdom through symbols, texts, or oral traditions. If Leonardo tapped into such a stream of knowledge, he may have translated that understanding into his own visual language. Still, not all interpretations lean toward mystery. Some scholars caution that Leonardo often used metaphor and abstraction in his sketches. The descending lines could simply represent structural supports or concepts unrelated to Giza. Yet, the mounting circumstantial parallels between the layout in his drawing and new scanning results beneath the pyramids make such a dismissal difficult for many to accept. Regardless of the explanation, Leonardo's pyramid drawing now occupies a curious place in historical discourse. It's a point where Renaissance genius meets an ancient mystery and modern discovery. As technology continues to reveal what lies beneath the sands of Egypt, this single page from the Codex Atlanticus invites further study, not only of its content, but of the mind that created it. Ultimately, what Leonardo da Vinci left behind was not just a collection of sketches and inventions, but a legacy of curiosity and boundary-pushing exploration. His pyramid drawing, whether inspired by ancient texts or intuitive brilliance, reflects the very essence of his genius, an insatiable desire to understand the deepest mysteries of the world, even those hidden underground for thousands of years. This revelation, led by Corrado Malanga, Armando May, Filippo Biondi, and Nicole Ciccolo, has captured international attention due to its potential implications for understanding the ancient history of Egypt. The research, which involved synthetic aperture radar scanning, offers a significant breakthrough in archaeological exploration by providing high-resolution images of subterranean formations that had previously remained hidden from view. The team first announced their findings in early 2025, releasing a series of reports and press statements detailing their investigation. On March 15, 2025, they officially disclosed key findings about extensive underground structures detected beneath the Khafra pyramid. This announcement followed an earlier press release in February, where Ciccolo, serving as head of communications, described the discovery of what she referred to as a vast underground city beneath the pyramids. The researchers have since continued their work, refining their analysis and preparing for further presentations to both the scientific community and the public. The study relied on data obtained from Capella space satellites, which allowed the team to conduct detailed synthetic aperture radar analysis of the Khafra pyramid and its surrounding area. The use of SR technology is particularly notable, as it enables researchers to create three-dimensional reconstructions of underground features by capturing radar reflections at multiple angles. This approach builds upon earlier work conducted by Biondi, who has pioneered the application of SAR technology to pyramid structures, including his 2022 study on the use of Doppler tomography to detect hidden internal features within the Great Pyramid of Giza. According to the team's latest findings, the underground structures beneath the Khafra pyramid are far more extensive than previously imagined. The analysis revealed 5 identical structures near the pyramid's base, each connected by geometric pathways and containing 5 horizontal levels with sloping roofs. Additionally, the radar scans identified 8 cylindrical structures that resemble vertical wells, each surrounded by descending spiral pathways. The most astonishing discovery, however, was the detection of 2 massive cubic structures measuring approximately 80 meters per side, buried at a depth of 648 meters. These two large formations appear to be interconnected with the cylindrical wells and extend beneath all three pyramids of the Giza complex, suggesting a far-reaching subterranean network. The discovery raises profound questions about the purpose and origins of these underground formations. The precise geometric layout of the structures challenges conventional explanations that they may be natural formations. Some researchers speculate that these formations could be remnants of an advanced engineering project undertaken by the builders of the pyramids. Others propose that they might be evidence of an ancient civilization predating the commonly accepted timeline of Egyptian history. Regardless of their origins, the scale and complexity of these structures suggest that they played a significant role in the development of the Giza Plateau. The methodology employed by the team has been carefully detailed in their reports. By processing SR data from multiple angles, they were able to construct detailed 3D models of the underground formations. The use of Doppler tomography, a technique developed and patented by Biondi, allowed for the detection of millimetric vibrations within the structures, further confirming their existence. The team also converted radar information into phonic signals to analyze vibrational data, providing additional insight into the density and composition of the subterranean formations. The implications of this discovery extend beyond the field of archaeology. The presence of large underground structures beneath the pyramids challenges existing theories about the construction and purpose of these monuments. Some researchers have speculated that these formations could represent an advanced subterranean infrastructure designed to support or enhance the pyramids in ways not yet understood. Others suggest that the structures could be linked to lost knowledge about the engineering capabilities of ancient civilizations. The public response to the discovery has been one of fascination and speculation. The idea that a vast underground network may exist beneath the pyramids has long been a subject of myth and legend, but modern technology is now providing tangible evidence that such structures may indeed be real. As the team continues to analyze their findings, they have scheduled both press conferences and scientific presentations to share further details. These upcoming events are expected to provide greater clarity on the nature of the subterranean formations and their possible significance. While much remains unknown about the structures beneath the Khafra pyramid, the use of advanced satellite technology has opened new doors for archaeological exploration. As researchers continue to refine their techniques, further discoveries are likely to follow, potentially reshaping the understanding of ancient Egypt and the architectural achievements of past civilizations. The work of Malanga, May, Biondi, and Chikolo stands as a testament to the power of modern technology in uncovering secrets buried deep beneath the surface of the Earth. According to Professor Biondi, the Khafra Pyramid project has been using SAR Doppler radar to explore the plateau at frequencies capable of penetrating deep below the sand and stone. These advanced scans allowed the team to construct a virtual map of the region that exposes potential voids and symmetrical architecture beneath the site. At a recent international conference held in Malta, Biondi laid out the full technical breakdown of their findings, explaining how the data was collected, processed, and verified through overlapping methodologies. What makes this discovery even more compelling is the fact that it aligns with ancient records and legends, particularly those passed down by the Greek historian Herodotus. He once wrote of a vast Egyptian labyrinth that was grander than even the pyramids themselves. Described as being deep underground, this structure was believed to have countless chambers and halls. For centuries, this story was treated as a myth or exaggeration, but the new scans give fresh credibility to these ancient accounts. If the subterranean formations detected by the Khafra Pyramid project are indeed artificial and constructed by human hands, it may suggest that such a labyrinth was not merely a legend. Jay Anderson's decision to release these images to the public has already sparked a flurry of discussions across academic, scientific, and alternative research circles. Some have called this the most significant archaeological revelation of the century. Others believe it will challenge the conventional narrative of Egyptian history, particularly the theory that the pyramids and related structures were built using primitive tools and techniques. The extraordinary precision found in artifacts, such as those in the Serapeum, has long raised questions, and these recent findings may serve as the conclusive link in a chain of mounting evidence that points toward a far more advanced ancient civilization. Many experts have emphasized that while the data is still being analyzed and further verification is needed, the consistency and scale of the underground features are difficult to ignore. In the annals of UFO research, few events have sparked as much intrigue and speculation as the revelations made by military personnel about unidentified flying objects. For decades, accounts of encounters with mysterious aerial phenomena have emerged from the shadows of secrecy, often dismissed or disregarded by mainstream discourse. However, a notable shift has occurred in recent years as courageous individuals from within the military have stepped forward to share their experiences and insights, prompting a reassessment of humanity's relationship with the cosmos. Retired Army Sergeant Clifford Stone stands as a prominent figure in the realm of UFO investigation. With a distinguished service record as a combat veteran in the Vietnam War spanning over 2 decades, from 1968 to 1990, Stone was a vital member of a clandestine special operations unit assigned to retrieve debris from crashed UFOs, extraterrestrial technology remains, and other unearthly artifacts. Furthermore, Stone revealed startling claims that extraterrestrial beings have been visiting Earth in highly sophisticated spacecraft, capable of traversing vast distances in space within incredibly short timeframes, far exceeding the limits of our current understanding of technology and interstellar travel. During his initial deployment, he was stationed with the NBC team, responsible for handling nuclear, biological, and chemical matters at the Fort McClellan Army Post in Alabama. Throughout his regular duties, he remained dedicated until a significant shift occurred when he was summoned for special retrieval operations. Strikingly, he was absent for a week from his usual tasks, as the military called upon him for UFO retrieval missions. Intriguingly, his official military service records were tampered with, intentionally omitting any mention of his involvement in UFO recovery missions, and instead portraying him as a mere typist, concealing his crucial role in these confidential operations. Stone effectively substantiated his arguments by revealing the presence of confidential initiatives like Moondust and Blue Fly. These projects were specifically designed to conceal the remnants of unidentified flying objects through the utilization of Freedom of Information Acts, thereby concealing any evidence related to such phenomena. In a detailed analysis of an Air Force intelligence correspondence referred to as the Betts Memo dating back to 1961, Sergeant Stone successfully unveiled crucial information to the broader audience. It disclosed that Project Moondust encompassed the capacity to swiftly deploy competent field intelligence personnel for the retrieval or on-site investigation of unidentified flying objects. This revelation sheds light on the military's proactive approach towards dealing with UFO incidents and the strategic deployment of skilled personnel for efficient response to such occurrences. The insights provided by Stone's examination of the Betts Memo underscore the seriousness with which the military was addressing the phenomenon of unidentified aerial phenomena. Stone gathered authentic UFO-related documents from his time in the military through the Freedom of Information Act. These catalogues serve as concrete evidence of his involvement in UFO crash retrievals, further corroborating his claims of being part of such operations during his military tenure. Stone's meticulous research and acquisition of these classified materials not only validate his experiences, but also underscore the credibility of his accounts. By delving into the archives and unearthing these valuable records, Stone has substantially fortified the foundation of his narrative, offering compelling insights into the covert world of UFOs. Stone mentioned in past interviews that during his time in the military, he was under surveillance by an unidentified individual referred to as Colonel, whose official rank remained undisclosed to him. This colonel accompanied Stone to sites of crashed UFOs and conducted debriefing sessions with him. Stone recalled being granted access by the colonel to peruse a detailed manual, 3 inches thick, that contained comprehensive data on 57 different varieties of extraterrestrial biological entities that were within the knowledge of the military. This encounter revealed intriguing insights into the secrecy surrounding UFO phenomena and the extent of the government's awareness of extraterrestrial life forms. The individual mentioned that numerous species bore resemblances to humans, albeit with slightly larger eyes characterized by black irises. His account elaborated that extraterrestrial beings exclusively communicated through telepathy, possessing the ability to delve into and understand thoughts and emotions. In 1973, there was an incident involving Stone where he played a part in recovering a downed, unidentified flying object. Following his retirement in 1989, he discreetly concealed a tiny metallic fragment from the UFO within his shoe and proceeded to bury it in the vicinity of his estate located in the states of New Mexico and Nevada. In his account, he said the following: "Morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Clifford Stone. I was a Sergeant First Class United States Army. I had a secret clearance with nuclear surety. I could get the clearance that I needed to do whatever it was necessary for me to do at the time on special operations when I was called in on those. What I'm referring to here is that I was involved in situations where we actually did recoveries of crashed saucers. There were bodies involved with some of these crashes, and also some were alive. While we were doing all this, we were telling the American public there was nothing to it. We were telling the world there was nothing to it. I'd like to go into detail on some of the nuts and bolts cases right here. But I will be available if you have any questions concerning my involvement in this. You can talk to Dr. Greer to arrange for me to get to talk to you. But the whole situation is, we have setbacks. We've told the American people that there's no such thing as UFOs. I've been involved where we have recovered these objects. We know them to be of extraterrestrials. In 1969, I had an event that happened to me while I was stationed at Fort Lee, Virginia. We went to Indiantown Gap, Pennsylvania, and that would be my first exposure to any time that we would be recovering an unidentified flying object. When we went there, we already had people that were in the facility with a backup team, which was supposed to be NBC because there were supposed to be some nuclear materials that were on board this craft. Later on, most people involved were told that there was nothing on board. UFO crashes are not events that take place every day. They're rare. I know we're not alone in the universe. I know that the absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. It's evidence that has been denied to the American people. I stand before you today and my Almighty God, and I tell you this: if the Congress calls me in and says, "Will you testify in detail what you know?" I stand here today prepared and ready to do just that. Governments must never lie to the people for no reason. Thank you.